Well, time for Monster Prom. Ah, jeez. This game. This game is insane. But I absolutely love it. No, I guess it's not gonna crash on me because I'm streaming. I already experienced some lag. One player because I'm lonely. I haven't actually played a full game yet. Spooky High School, the sweetest years of our lives. Back then we were young and unafraid, sometimes reckless, sometimes brilliant, sometimes just stupid, but always willing to live life to the fullest. We were on a wild journey to discover who we really are. And it's just my name.
Sure thing.
We had yet to experience its ultimate challenge, the Monster Prom. I remember it clearly. 3 weeks were left, and as we fantasized about our dream prom date, we were all scrambling to catch the attention of one of our 6 most charismatic classmates. Miranda Vanderbilt, 19, a sweet mermaid princess who was cute as she was genocidal. Damien LeVay, 21, a fearless demon with a taste for destruction and a love of fire. Scott Howell, 21, a werewolf athlete who compensated for his rather small brain with a stupidly huge heart. Liam Decourt, 4XX, a hipster vampire whose standoffish demeanor hid that he was a truly lovable dork. Polly Geist, 22, party goes with an insatiable hunger for all the wrong things. And Vera Oberlin, 23, a mean self-made Gorgon with a merciless sense of business. It was clear it had to be one of them, but who? We only had 3 weeks to choose our prom date, and even more daunting, we only had 3 weeks to woo them and conquer their heart. As I already said, we were young and unafraid, and we were ready to start. Welcome to Monster Prom's stupidest pop quiz ever. All minds are rotten, but they're rotten in so many ways. Worry no more. We're now using our PhD in bullshit to diagnose what kind of deviant sickos you are. Monster Prom's stupidest pop quiz ever, trademark. We'll throw a bunch of absurd questions at you and turn your answers into your character's stats. This way each of you will start by having stats that better reflect your true selves. Let's start! You build a 100-foot statue commemorating an event so that in 1,000 years archaeologists can learn something about the people of our time. What does the statue represent? That glorious instant when your friends stopped you from texting embarrassing stuff to your ex while hell was drunk. I've never been drunk. Least favorite political figure being devoured by rabid rhinoceros, which are also covered in badass tattoos. That mind-blowing twist in your favorite TV show that clearly changed the life of everyone forever, unlike all that boring stuff they show on the news. Yeah. What would be the coolest prize you could find in your box of cereal? A sample of more nutritious breakfast options, so people are encouraged to stop eating that colorful crap. Tiny piece of sharp metal, so every scoop will be full of thrill and danger. Phone number, sexy typer on the front of the box. He's so passionate about breakfast and health that he's surely a great lover. Just this, I don't care about cereal. Won't be a deal breaker for a potential lover. Boring, mediocre, it's the outdoors, coward, backstage, lax manner. Oh, so I'm off with Miranda. I'm already better in with Miranda. And then Alright, let's go. Let's go to the gym. Because why not? That day an epic dodgeball match takes place. Everything seems lost. We deliver an inspirational speech that fuels your team's spirit, leading to a spectacular comeback. Literally a natural born leader. You gain plus 2 charm. After that, you engage in a deadly match of truth or dare or death with Polly, and that would be a super interesting event to cover. But then the two of you spot Miranda and Liam deep in an intense conversation, and that's bound to be much more interesting. Hey, babes, you won't make quite a noise, and I love anything that makes quite a noise. What's up? Hey, James, Miranda and I were having a creative disagreement. You see, we want to start our own school club. An intellectually rewarding extracurricular that enriches our minds while probably not being mentioned ever again in the future because continuity at this school seems to be quite random. Noise, let's do it. Y'all know my favorite things in the world. Drugs, sexual activities, noise. No, Johnny, it's that too, but I mean chess and Russian literature. Stop treating me as if I was two-dimensional. Let's start a literature club. Doki doki. You wrote dope poems and made new friends? No, the other thing. Ah, fuck yes, that's right. So weird, I almost forgot. I mean, that's how I died, you know. Anyway, thing is, Miranda and I were already between two ideas. I propose we start the club, a delightful meta club where we enjoyed ourselves by designing and crafting new school clubs. Boring. I propose a Little Pony Sweet Dreams Club, a club where we spend our nights learning how to tell the right bedtime stories to our ponies. Whoa, you two really know how to sound two-dimensional, but in any case, can't you both just do your own clubs? No, our lives are fueled by the conflict and confrontation that can only be solved by choosing between two options. That's why we need you to choose which club is the best one, because us always seems to be choose based on who we want to ask upon. So which one should we go for? Just remember, one of the ideas includes ponies. Tough choice, mostly because I'm like super drunk right now. Tough choice indeed. It's your opportunity to convince Polly of one of your options, because no one's preventing you from making choices based on who you want to ask upon. Retrace secret stash of chemical head, the confetti that you carry with you when you want to tear people up. We accidentally grab and throw your other stash of confetti, the stash of black and white sad confetti reserved for solemn situations. Ooh, not cool. We threw black and white sad confetti at my funeral. Not in the mood anymore. Polly out. He's disappointed because he defended Liam's offer. Farewell. I'm disappointed because he thought confetti was a valid argument to defend an ideal. I don't feel the need to explain why that was stupid. Bye. So everyone's a critic now. Great. The lesson here is that you really need to be careful with using your stash of black and white sad confetti. Dude, lose mine's 2 smarts and mine's 1 fun. Oh, that's really wrong. Alright. What do I want to sit with? Because I'm going to / Polly now. So they choose to cut profit and 6 points around it. So swim around, do you have servants to choose food for you? What? Of course not. That would be barbaric. Servant happily swallows a Salisbury steak. I have servants to eat for me. They're called eating serfs. Don't you have any? First of all, no, I don't eat food. Second of all, that totally defeats the purpose of eating. Aren't you worried about starving? Why would I? My servants get all the calories I need to stay fit and healthy. I have no objective reason to care about this, but apparently it's all I care about. Someone convince Miranda to stop this man. No, it can't be. Gordo, say it isn't true. Gordo can say anything, just not full of delicious Salisbury steak. Salisbury steak, which is obviously Trader's dog, you want me to starve to death? Is that your plan? Maybe you're just taking advantage of the fact that you don't understand how food works. Taking advantage of me? Scoundrel, Burpee, eat Gordo for me at once. These are simply fed, and the staffers make sure they can get him out before food. Yeah. Alas, how will I ever get my recommended daily allowance of nutrients now? I could try eating myself, but how? You and have a ton of fun laughing at me, and that she learns how to eat food for apparently the first time in her life. They got money. Today you spend some time on the library's PCs managing your start quicker. You receive lots of people with the sensationalist video and impossible promises. Nice. Game plus 100,000 money, but almost everything goes to cover costs and you keep only close to it. Unless the women's got having a discussion, Scott looks confused and Liam looks bored, which means they're probably having an argument. It's not that I care, but inspiring to be a professional sports star is both impactful and passionate. Wait, you don't care, but you walked all the way over here just to tell me that. Plus, don't you want to be like a professional magnetic ibuprofen? Memetic influencer. Try to keep up. But how does one of those guys earn money? Memetic influencers don't earn money, Scott. You earn cultural capital. Yeah, how much cultural capital does a sandwich cost? You can see that I'm not getting through to you. Hey, could you explain to this Cretan why my career path is objectively the best? Yeah, also could you explain what a Cretan is? What do you do? Whoa, artists do that? I was that uniform designed by the same people who designed my studly pets. God. Liam, are you God? What's God? God is dead. But so am I, so essentially yes. So cool. I wonder how long it will take for Scott to figure out Liam isn't actually God. In the meantime, you gain plus 2 creativity and plus 1 smart. Alright. Auditorium. That day, while rehearsing for the class play, it's as though the muses themselves had descended to give you a figurative blowjob. Your performance is intense and inspired. It will be remembered for generations, which is pretty rad by high school play standards. Again, plus 2 creativity. But Liam isn't paying attention to any of that. He corners you afterwards to lecture you on Instagram filters. No one seems to understand about filters is that they're not about making pictures better. They're about making pictures browner and harder to see. That's why I use my own proprietary filter for almost all my photos. Infinite top. Also probably why I only have 6 Instagram followers, but we must all make sacrifices for our art. In any case, I have to go. There's a dead rat in the parking lot. I simply must document. As soon as Liam's gone, Miranda peeks out of an air conditioning bag. Goodness, the situation is even more dire than I thought. If Operation Make Liam Popular again is to succeed, we must get started immediately. What's that? Well, yes, of course, you're part of my operation team. I unwillingly force people into my service all the time. Oh, you want to know why it's called Operation Make Liam Popular again? Well, he's been alive for like centuries, right? I'm sure he must have been popular at some point. I'll check the history books later. There's no time now. Phase 1 is getting Liam more Instagram followers. I took the liberty of having my royal spies discover the password to his account so we can give it a total makeover. But what to do? Just a bunch of porn and bomb recipes. I pay 1 million homeless guys to follow Liam. This is nice. What is porn? Never mind. If you suggested it, it must be something very classy and simple. Pour him your heart out. With Miranda's blessing, you soon transform Liam's feet into a cavalcade of nice boobs and gently explosives. All seems to be going well. People are liking his pics and jokes when you see Liam being led through the halls in handcuffs. I don't even know what you're talking about, encouraging acts of violence. I don't post pictures of food under a background filters. It's just figurative violence against the status quo, not actual violence. So what if my profile says come for the bootleg pornography, stay for the domestic terrorism? It's clearly ironic. If I was going to be wrongly incarnated, by this day, I would at least like some warning so I could fix my makeup. This is the worst day of my practically infinite lifespan. Cops eventually release Liam in exchange for teen fashion device. You spend the rest of the week covering your digital tracks, you lose -2 money and 1 creativity. Yeah. Okay. Who's that? I don't know who that is. Oh, I'm gonna go to the cat. No, I'm gonna go to Polly. You find Polly and Liam not eating as usual, you know, because they're in bed. You know, the food in this cafeteria really is atrocious. It's hardly even worthy of my Instagram. Well, I don't even eat food. See, this is exactly what I mean. We can do so much better than these subpar culinary abortions. Oh, I see what you mean. You mean the two of us should have a cook-off. What? No. You say something I'm not listening because I'm psyched about this cook-off. At no point did I agree to. I've got a huge advantage though because I've cooked so many drugs. Oh, you think you've got the advantage, huh? I've been alive for centuries of culinary history. It's on. Two of them dash into the kitchen, ignoring all rules of law, school, and common decency as they commence cooking. Two celebrity chef judges appear to critique the challengers. I think they're both equally horrible, says the cruel British judge. I think they're both equally marvelous, says the overly nice British judge. Both judges turn to you. What do you think, tiebreaker judge? Whose meal truly is the cat's pajamas? It's because I think my cat. They're fresh human blood. She literally just made a pair of pajamas for a cat. I'm in your face, Wolfgang. Suck. That would be a better name for Scott. I'm not even a wolf. As a matter of fact, that would be a better name for you. Oh, what, because I'm a vampire? Well, that totally makes sense. No, I just meant because you suck. Well, the sucker just wowed the judges with my blood tartar. It's raw, organic, free-range blood, unethically sourced from a local terrified human. And that parsley, farm to table. Or rather, farm to blood. I threw it in the blood. I like the color. Actually, it's well known that nobody knows what parsley tastes like. And you probably never will, because you're certainly not drinking any of that concoction. You tell Liam his prize for winning cook-off is eating lunch alone with you. Slurp, slurp. All right. Cat. Give me your money. Give me your money. Should I buy? Too poor for this. Intelligence. Nothing better than the smell of money. Well, actually, there are many better smells, but you know what I mean, right? All right. Outdoors. Okay, during recess, we start a half-hour rave that goes fully crazy. You have no idea how this escalates so much. At one point, there are like 300 people. What was that? Someone summons demons from a nightmare dimension. The consequences might distort the fabric of reality itself, but who cares? It's a rat party. Game +2 fun. Scott strolls by, happily munching on something. Liam gapes at him appalled. What on earth are you eating, Scott? This delicious new flavor of Bengals potato chips. Maximum ultimate double barbecue massacre. Oh, because it looks like a raw severed goat head inside a cardboard tube. Oh yeah, I guess it does, because it's one that was a potato chips. Still tasty, though. Tasty? Tasty? Does wanton environmental destruction sound tasty to you? I don't know. That kind of jerky? No, Scott, do you realize that in order to harvest these goat heads, Bengals and Co. decapitate millions of innocent goats every year? But what do they do with the bodies of the goats? Nothing. It's horrendously wasteful practice. Oh no. All those poor headless goat bodies running around and bumping into things. We have to stop them. Wait, really? I was just trying to make you feel guilty. I didn't actually have a plan of action, but if someone were to suggest one... Write an extremely mean blog post. But how can a blog post any kind of meaningful? Quiet, Scott. I've been training my entire life for this. Liam whips out tablet with "This machine kills fast" is written on it and gets to work. The blog post he writes is so incendiary. The Monstropolis Fire Department has to send digital firefighters to put out all the flame emojis. Bengals is forced to recall their maximum ultimate double barbecue massacre flavor, just to prevent the internet from burning down. Scott bids a tearful goodbye to his cardboard tube full of goat heads, but you all agree it's for the best. Game +2 smarts and +1 creativity. More lunch. All right. And yeah, because I guess we're going. As Liam getting disgruntled, which is his default, so whatever. It seems like Miranda's pretty upset too. Better check it out. Liam, why are you typing on your phone so angrily? Did your phone offend you in some way? Why are you so mad at it? Seem to be on 8 Seem to be an 8.5 on the Frowny Liam scale. The what? Frowny Liam scale. I can tell how people are feeling from their faces, but you seem to be frowning most of the time, so I created a chart measure of frowning. Miranda pulls out a notebook and displays a series of doodles of Liam's frowniness. They're not super accurate, but they are super adorable. I'm not angry at my phone. My so-called frowniness is caused by a heinous error. I specifically asked that my creature cream brulee be extra crispy, so it swiftly popped on my hashtag massacre Instagram picture. Instead, they burnt it to a crisp, rendering it unphotographable. Monsters deserve to know what they're getting into if they choose to eat at this cafeteria, so they can choose to take their business to a different establishment. So I'm writing a scathing Yelp review. Liam, you can't do that. If they shut down the cafeteria, the school kitchen staff will lose their jobs. Did you know that peasants have to do labor to make their living wages? They don't simply have unlimited stores of gold. I was shocked when I first found out. Of course you were. If the kitchen staff wanted to earn their wages, they would have been better at their job and simply the merchant of truth. No, you're the merchant of poop. Your royal sophistication shines through. Look, ask Oz. His taste may tend toward the mainstream, but surely you can see this subpar cafeteria must be exposed. Don't be ridiculous. Oz is more compassionate than that. He would gladly help me save the cafeteria again. Again? Gosh, it's hard to keep track of how many misadventures at this shit show of school. Still, you'll help if you can. This will take more homeless people who graduate to eclipse the Liam will unknown. At least not the voice of a high schooler. Let's get a renowned food critic to write those. Yes. Excellent idea. I have an incredible, intelligent, compassionate person with tons of humility. More than enough to admit when a professional's help may be of use to me. You think you have the most humility? You shall never be as humble as I am. Every day my servants tell me I am the humblest person ever to live. Miranda stormed off in a huff, leaving you and Liam to proceed with your amazing, incredible genius plan. You're super humble too. Use your magnificent calligraphy skills you picked up in your elective class, calligraphy and murder, to write 5 letters chock full of hashtag aesthetic. Liam produces a delicate white dove from his backpack. How is it breathing in there? And gives it in the newly addressed letters. You're not sure what's more intriguing, the fact that Liam trusts that the dove will be able to read the address to deliver the letters, or the fact that the address you wrote down were just their emails. Regardless, it seems to have worked, because within a minute of the dove release, you receive your first reply on your phone. I knew the exquisite checks, and as Navor would have enthusiasm for our plight. Thus his immediate response. Dear Liam, I received your message, though the calligraphy is quite impressive. I'm afraid I must give you the same answer I gave you when you asked me to write a review on the cuisine cooked by your friend's grandmother last Thanksgiving. I don't know how you got a dove to find out where I live based on my email address, but stop contacting me. Most lovingly yours, great and humblest food critic, Jack Aznavour. Oh, Oz, nobody understands the severity of the cream brulee transgression. Thank goodness we have each other. Heck yeah, you have each other for prom. Hopefully, at the very least, I'll let you borrow that dove sometime to send anthrax to your enemies. About halfway through now. I think I could use some more time. It only makes sense to enter the spoon. Damn, you know how to win over people's hearts. You gain +2 time. You're casually reading the latest issue of Monster magazine when you are rudely interrupted. See, even Oz, the sensible monster with a good head on his shoulders, and at least some plus marks, is reading Monster magazine. Yeah, and that's bad because we're warriors, so we need to fight. Scott takes the magazine from you and punches it. Hooray, let's go solve another of the world's major problems. No, Scott, we're social justice warriors. You see, Oz, ever since our major success with the Fingers Grove head debacle, we've taken it upon ourselves to stand up against injustice. By punching magazines. No, Scott. As you no doubt noticed, Monstrous Magazine's sexiest monster legs here. Count Victor von Musselbot, the werewolf prince slash bodybuilder. That makes him the 5th royal werewolf bodybuilder in a row to earn the title. What about those of us with leaner physiques? What of our representation? Now we're endeavoring to get Monster Magazine to name someone from a more marginalized community as their sexiest creature alive. We just need to figure out a way to convince them, since I guess punching the magazine wasn't good enough. Psh, that's easy. All you need to do is solve everyone's body image issues forever is make our own version of the magazine featuring a 3-winged chupacabra on the cover, leaning heavily into the warrior part. Storm Monster Magazine and hold the editor-in-chief captive until he promises to stop exclusively promoting one aesthetic as the pinnacle of monster sexiness. Ooh. I don't know. 3-winged chupacabra? Or storming them? Oh yes. Good plan, I love being a warrior. I'll admit, it does sound like an attention-grabbing demonstration if nothing else. Hot diggity dog! Now you're off to storm the Monster Magazine headquarters, using the element of surprise, the second favorite element, right after nitrogen. Your plan is to overpower Monster Magazine security and march straight into the editor-in-chief's office. But unfortunately, you're just a bunch of high schoolers, and even a talented high school athlete like Scott is still a high schooler, and therefore no match for a highly trained security detail of professional bodyguards. Get your asses totally handed to you. I don't feel like a warrior, and this is not justice. It sure isn't. Good job. Do destroy society, justice, and warriors. -2 fun, and -1 jump. Oh. Well, I forgot which one raises my... Which one raises my phone again? Now class, library. Outdoors. If I wave... and turn +2 No, Slam and Pong taking a break from the radio. We dance over to join them. Yo, we were just talking about the insane music festival we're going to this weekend. You're going too, right? Shit, you forgot to get tickets. They're probably all sold out. No. There's no way you can afford to pay a scalper. Obviously, you told them you're going, though. You've never let the truth get in the way of tapping the highs. Yes, I can't wait. All my favorite bands are gonna be there. Boo Radley, Imagine a Fucking Dragon, an actual dead mouse. Personally, I'm most excited about Veggie Skulls. The lead guitarist is a cucumber. It's never been done before. Hello, friends. What are we talking about? It's sort of. It's like a grand ball, except everyone's more naked and the dancing is sexier. There are a lot more drugs. What is drugs? You know what? You wouldn't understand. It's a peasant thing. No, wait. This is perfect. You can convince Liam and Polly to invite Miranda to the music festival. Maybe she'll cover your tickets too. Party happens fears there no party for us to be werewolves. This is really party. No guys, if you can tell, this will give us the problematic immunity. You mean no one will be able to arrest us? Oh my god, I can totally bring Bazooka Blow. I mean the drug's so illegal that even thinking about purchasing it is punishable by severe spanking. That's why I think about purchasing it so much, but so rare. It's so obscure, I need to do it. You could say I'm addicted to obscurity. Worry no more. After a bit of Bazooka Blow, you can only be addicted to Bazooka Blow. Or dead. So what do you say, Miranda? Want to come with us and keep us out of trouble? Surely. Well, I ask again, what is drugs? Oh, it's like party favors. Yes, party favors for your brain. I love party favors. I shall purchase some of this Bazooka Blow immediately. No sooner has Miranda thought about her purchase than the cops show up to spank you all. You're protected by Miranda's diplomatic immunity, but you let them spank you anyway, just for fun. You gain to +2 fun and 1 boldness. Oh my god.
Alright.
Hello, my vampire love. You take your seat between the strongest and smartest men you know. Liam appears to be taking a very intense picture of some bizarre-looking food. Scott is looking about as confused as you are currently. But Liam, food is delicious. It's for eating. That's why they call it lunchtime. Neither of those statements is wrong, but they also aren't quite connected. Scott, if I had the capacity to eat, I assure you, I would still ignore the actual content of the food in favor of finding the perfect combination for a flawless sensory output. Oh, I see. You're going to post a picture to advertise the food to people who can actually eat it. You're so smart. I'll be happy to eat your food for you. I'm afraid your palate is way too unsophisticated to appreciate these rare Japanese delicacies. Ooh, they're Japanese. Do they have any Scott snacks? Scott snack? You know what? Fine. I'll have taken all the pictures and you eat whatever you want. Thanks, Liam. Oh, they all look so young to me. I don't know where to start. Oz, any ideas? Maybe if Tristan and I can get one of these boys to want to snack on you. In an innuendo way, not literally. And just Jasper is the most. It's a brightly colored bag of meat biscuits that somehow has an anime drawing of Scott's face on it. That says Scott snack? Oh, Oz, I always knew you were a monster of impeccable taste. Actually, that isn't true. I always assume everyone has horrible taste and useless aesthetic. But in this case, it's very clear that this assumption does not apply to your beautiful self. When I say beautiful, I mean your aesthetic is beautiful. Because we have the same aesthetic, the lychee custard picture has already gotten more likes than any other food on this table. And it's absolutely delicious. How could it? How could the way it tastes possibly have any relevance to a conversation about food? Liam, you're so smart that I don't even understand how that makes any kind of sense. Thank you for being someone whom I can actually discuss the important nuance of Japanese food pictures. It appears to be you and me against a very ignorant world. Yeah, stupid everyone else for actually eating your food and not taking pictures. Thank goodness you and Liam have each other. Except. Okay. Alright. Jim. Maybe fall during the battle. Commit to an agreement. Unexpected twist. Gain plus one righteousness, but this game is so wrong in so many ways that you would be lucky if you could do anything with that. And plus two charm. Later you see Liam's going through his phone, looking like the embodiment of inner. Hey Oz, what are you doing? Stalking classmates for romantic purposes and offering rather absurd advice? Magnificent. I could use with some rather absurd advice. I was exchanging messages with a were koala on this dating site, and all was going well for a time. I've grown tired of our exchanges. He's a bit clingy, and being clingy is my seventh biggest turn-on. Right between sarcasm and illiteracy and actually being a pickle and not a person. The post-modern protocol dictates for me to just ghost him and never talk to him again. That's horrible, and I would never do that to someone. You see, I'm Liam, handsome and mysterious yet a true gentleman. But neither do I want the emotional turmoil of telling him how I feel and having an actual conversation about it. What an ordeal. So if it's settled on just sending him a bunch of emojis and never texting him again. That should do it, right? Thing is, how can I convey this complex range of sentiments through the friendly language of emojis? It's your time to shine. Show him how you excel at complex sentiments. We might someday feel the same, like sharing them with you. Croissant, school bus, shooting star, trumpet, and crocodile. Little vampire growing disinterested and overly attached were koala emoji. Oh, that one is clearly the best option. How didn't I think of it? What version should I choose? Little vampire growing disinterested and overly attached were koala? Or little vampire with the silly hat growing disinterested and overly attached were koala? Maybe the silly hat is not suited for this situation. Let's go with the classic. Okay, just sent it. He texted me back, let's see. Oh, the were-koala being understanding of the little vampire feelings and respecting them, even if a bit hurt emoji. I'm replying back with a formally grateful and ready to move on boop emoji. Look at this, he just texted me the emoji that's waving his hands like he's saying bye with an expression that says he's about going to break all bonds without being resentful about it. Perfect, we solved this as a team. Cheers to us. And cheers to the creative people that have turned a very complex feeling and scenario into a friendly and colorful emoji. Game plus 2 charm and 1 creativity. Good morning. Alright. Let's finally go to the bathroom to get some boldness. That day you skipped class and just hang out in the bathroom because you respect no authority. Guess some people just want to watch the world burn by skipping class and hanging out in the bathrooms. You would give +0 shits, but you gain +3 boldness. Later you see Liam beaming to himself. Liam? Me? It appears that my application to write for Virtue magazine was received and accepted. I knew my bits would hurt them. Imagine the edgiest, most irreverent article subject you can think of. Now double it. That's my article subject. You see, I used a writing technique on them called lying. It's very effective. Up until they call your bluff. Now I've got to actually write an article and I've got no idea what to write. You, save me from the consequences of my actions. Suggest an idea that lives up to my own argument for the legalization of recreational chimera toxins. The chilling pest industries. Well, of course I don't condone the suffering of innocent magical creatures, but Griffin pasta is delicious, so delicious. I simply don't think I could give up the taste of Griffin pasta for anything, regardless of the cruelty involved. I would hate to make a hypocrite of myself if I don't have my integrity. What do I have? Other than my impeccable taste in art, music, and fashion. Liam does have pretty impeccable taste. How foolish of you to stoop to asking you. Wow, my smartness and my charm.
All right.
Welcome. Wow, Damien, that took a lot to find you. When you reach Liam and Damien's table, you find it absent of food but covered in paper. Do we really need all these special forms? Can't we just write death threats on regular paper? For the last time, Damien, substantive change within an administrative system requires mastery of mechanisms of bureaucracy. What if we wrote the death threats on really fancy paper? Liam turns to adjust you. As you can see, my mastery of real politics has caused me to impress an unlikely ally in my quest for reform. I have no idea what he's saying, I just want the cafeteria food to stop being so fucking boring. See, our interests are aligned. I too desire a menu less pedestrian. Sure, either way, we're stuck on the last bit. We want to change, we want the menu to change, but we don't know what to change it to. Yes, we indeed encountered a culinary block. Perhaps you can say something appropriately artistic. A bowl of knives, the essence of knives. White boy, with a single sprig of parsley in the center, the essence of minimalism. That's it. That's it. Can you see, Damien? It's a bold commentary on the emptiness of consumption. Really? It sounds like a plate with a leaf on it. Oh, you'll never understand. But like, why even have a leaf on the plate if you're trying to be so minimalist? My god, you're right. Why even have a plate? Why have anything at all? That's our new menu item is nothing. Score receives Liam's petition. From now on, the lunch line will include one empty tray. A great victory for artistic expression.
All right.
Do I need to get my charm up? I like having better charm, so yeah. Currently about to be eliminated by a player from the other team, but suddenly you convince him not to throw the ball at you with a heartfelt speech about the importance of everyone's lives. Barry bursts into tears and you take advantage of that moment of weakness, throwing the ball at him. Boost -5 mercy, a stat that might be used for a Monster Prom sequel, but is it now? In-game +2 charm. Later you see Liam rolling his eyes at his phone. You ask him what's up before he can roll them right out of his head. I'm having trouble with my status on Facebook. I expressed a positive opinion about bug manicures, which I obviously meant ironically. And now my so-called friends are responding with blasphemically unironic pictures of themselves with centipedes glued to their nails. I know being aloof and misunderstood is my brand, but I want to be misunderstood on my terms, not theirs. What kind of status could I post that would be an idiot-proof? If I don't post to everyone currently reading the status is an idiot. Vague blog? There's one thing idiots don't understand, it's their own idiocy. If I post a status like that, it'll be the one time everyone takes it ironically. I'll use the mohaha react button. And the wings up of approval. Never mind. Open and honest communication online? You're the idiot, you lose plus 3 smarts. Crap. Oh yes, that means I should go to class. That day, you listen to your elders and learn valuable lessons. Sometimes, after all the monster nonsense and the dating gimmicks, you forget that attending class is supposed to be the primary activity at the high school. You gain +2 smarts. You hang out afterward to impress Liam with your sweet Instagram pictures. You're really making some headway then. Never fear, 14. I'm here to rescue you from the drudgery of high school. I suppose your heart's in the right place, but I'm afraid there's no experience novel enough to conquer my limitless envy. Not even marrying an interdimensional prince? No, not even that. What about marrying an interdimensional prince? Ironically, my god, it's so disruptive. It may be the most disruptive thing ever. No, it seems the prince has bewitched Liam with his idiotic proposal. All is lost unless you can think of something even more disruptive to marry. The concept of marriage itself. But you can't marry marriage. Maybe you can't, but that's only because you do not possess the soul of a poet. Did you see the brilliance of this scheme? No. Marriage is monogamous. If I marry marriage, then no one else can marry. It's the most disruptive marriage of all. So long, posers. I'm off to deflower a precious social conflict. This will surely put a stop to the prince's practice of proposing marriage to random high schoolers. As soon as Liam figures out how to actually marry an abstract concept. Meanwhile, you gain +2 creativity and +1 smarts. Oh, jeez.
All right.
Alright, Liam. Find Damien brandishing his usual silverware, a hammer and chisel, while Liam looks on in horror. You can't eat that. Watch me. First of all, it's made of one seamless piece of obsidian, so it's low calorie. Second of all, it's Lich's phylactery, part of this balanced breakfast. It's lunch. You're just jealous. No, I'm nervous. Nervous that you're going to eat that, get possessed by a lich, and kill us all. Well, I'm nervous that's not going to happen. Looks like these two are an impasse. Maybe you can solve the dispute and score some romantic credit at the same time. Damien, don't eat it. You won't have room for all these baby seals I brought for you. Baby seals? Give them to me. I can already taste the cruelty. Oz, you scoundrel, how can you substitute wantonly responsibility for animal cruelty? Quietly explained to Liam that the baby seals you're feeding Liam aren't really baby seals. Hey, these are just seal-shaped beanie babies stuffed with tofu and pig's blood. Good thing you always keep a sack of baby seal decoys in case a killer whale attacks. I applaud your craftiness and your high regard for animal life. Let's return the phylactery to Larry's crypt together. It ends up being the third most romantic night you've ever spent in a crypt. Score!
All right.
Final thing before the end. Library. Hey there, cutie pie. I found your pro. Let's chat. That day you spend some time on the library's PC, sending malicious spam emails in hopes of stealing other people's money. It doesn't sound very nice, but who's the one to blame if they respond to such blatant spam? It was -10 karma, which is an established game, so who cares? And you gain +2 money. You look over your shoulder to realize Liam has been staring at you for probably the last 45 minutes. He's so silent. Hey, I was just wondering if you would like to, perhaps, sit next to me in a large, darkened room while silently passing judgment on a popular film. And afterwards, we could just adjourn, possibly to an eating establishment, where I can watch and take artistic photos as you consume calories. Well, of course he would. You'd absolutely love to. Oh boy, are you two going on a date? What? No, what are you even doing here? Eavesdropping. Well, what do you mean? It's not a date. Are you asking us out to dinner and a movie? I'm not asking out anyone, and it is not a date. Dating is a cheesy, cliched artifact of heteronormative monoculture. You're confusing. Well, if it's not a date, you're losing. Damn, coach, if you can't convince Liam this isn't a date, he may not go out with you at all. You think fast and tell them. It's a performance art. Liam forgot to tell you that we'll be wearing duck costumes the whole time. Duck costumes? Duck costumes. Well, that changes everything. It does? Surely it does. I thought you two were planning a romantic evening, but here we are just trying to show your school is good. The school's mascot isn't a duck. Well, of course not, but you know what they say. It's not the mascot that matters, it's dressing up in a hot foam rubber costume. Your aphorisms truly are the best. Thank you. But I suppose dressing up as two giant ducks would subvert expectations to a delightful degree. Settled. Later that night, you and Liam are kicked out of a movie theater for being giant ducks. Liam writes a scathing blog post about it. It's the best non-date you've ever had. You gain +2 fun and +1 smarts. Monster Prom draws near, and I will be asking out Liam. Yes. Love me. You finally pluck up your courage and ask your beloved to go to the monster prom with you. You and me? Shh. I'd rather go to prom with a bag full of garbage as my date. Wait, that'd be so disruptive. Thanks for the insight. Enjoy embracing eternal solitude, my friend. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a bag full of garbage to put. Who needs prom? You focused on your career goal of becoming a renowned surgeon. You studied hard and passed all the tests. Unfortunately, no hospital wanted to hire you because it turns out that going to prom with a cool date is an essential requirement on the surgeon's resume. So you never got a job and in the end you became homeless. Don't even dare to think that monster prom isn't important. Well then, Liam, I don't like you either. You're mean. Those 3 weeks were maybe the most epic and absurd weeks of our lives. After Monster Prom, we kept on living our lives, falling in love, battling for friendship, and learning who we were and who we could be. And you know what? As it always does, life happened, and it was wonderful. Liam kept doing art so hard that he eventually evaporated and became the concept of coolness itself. While leaving the physical plane, the last thing Liam did was give everyone a condescending look. Polly took a summer job as a ghost of Christmas present. She spent most of the time partying since there was almost no work, because it was summer. Miranda started a non-profit to help countries without a monarchy, because all countries have the right to be graciously ruled by the Mer Kingdom. During those 3 weeks, Monster Prom seemed bigger than life, and then it was gone, just like that. The battle for Monster Prom might have ended then, but there were lots of battles left in that war called youth. Once again, we were young and unafraid, and we were ready to start. Fight Thanks for playing. I unlocked 5 new images. Well, let's see what the images are. Screw you too. Screw you. Liam. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, did it freeze? Oh, well, for the scene to end. Boom. Boom. Um, there are probably any people that might have been watching this.